Yo, we're gonna have 20 minutes. 20 minutes truthful talking about box trucks. You know somebody who got a box truck. Somebody's talking about box trucks. Share the live. Share the live with anybody you know that is talking about starting box trucks, getting a box truck business, getting a box truck business off the ground. This illustration or screenshot the background and send this to them. Maybe if they don't have TikTok, all right? Because even though it is funny, right, this is a harsh reality to people keep getting these box trucks and they're getting the wrong box truck and people do the exact same thing in hot shots that they do in box trucks. The only people that don't fall for this foolishness are people that have a Class A CDL. They get the 53, get the right type of truck. They do their due diligence. It's not about just starting where you are and then you going to, scale up later because less than 0.00001% of people even get that off the ground. So I'm going to give y'all some insight about something based upon the burden of people who want to teach. Okay. You have to be narcissistic or scum of the earth, either one, to teach people when you are unqualified that you don't have years in the game. And say it again. You have to be narcissistic or scum of the earth to teach people when you don't have years in the game to ensure the information you're giving them is accurate so that way they may be able to sustain a business. So what does that mean? Let's say somebody came to me and we do business bundle setups, right? And they came to me and they said, hey man, I got a 14-foot box truck and I want to put it on the road for traditional trucking. I would tell them no. Okay. Somebody should put the word no in the chat. Does anybody know what that means? If they came to me and they asked me to set them up and they had a 14-foot box truck and I would tell them no, right? Me telling them no would take hundreds of dollars out of my hand. But you know what? I have an obligation as somebody who wants to build a brand, who wants to build a company, and wants to do right by people to tell them what they want to do is incorrect. Now, if they did it anyway, I got nothing to do with that. But I don't want to be held responsible for what's going to happen in the background. So, just today, we had about, 45, probably about 45 lead generation calls from Facebook. 45 calls, okay? Out there, 45 calls, I think maybe 130 people answered the phone, like 10 to 12. We sent the other one text messages, right? Through those calls, we had about 3 out of the 14, I would say, have box trucks that were shorter than 14 feet. Now, there is no way on God's green earth, unless you, your cousin, your best friend, your brother, your uncle, somebody works at a place that's going to feed you loads to where you don't have to get a third party, independent, nothing. You don't have to go look for your loads, none of that. For you to get a 10, 12, 14-foot box truck and think you're going to make any money in the open market when standard is 26. You have half a box truck. What in the world do you think you're going to do with half a box truck that you can sustain to make money? Now, this is the problem with these people that's unqualified and they want to teach anyway. Somebody says, can you make money in a box truck and it only be 1 or 2 pallets? Yes, you can, right? You can get some loads in a box truck, right? The question should be, are you going to be profitable doing that? And is that sustainable for years to come? The answer is no. So, why in the world, if you had a clear conscience, would you sign up a person, charge them $1,000 to do their business setup, then tell them to go get an insurance policy that may cost them $2,000 to $5,000 down payment? Then they got to pay average of $1,200 maybe dollars a month for their business, knowing good and well they cannot sustain that. You might as well have told them the truth. So I'm not going to get into it right now, but I have a situation, which I'm not going to do a lot on social media, but I have a deal where I can get box trucks rentals, which I ain't never. I've been telling people never in their life lease a box truck to be on the road until now, because I got a deal with a company that has a special corporate rate to where we can get box trucks hundreds of dollars cheaper than what normal people now rent them for. So basically, we could probably get a person a decent box truck, $30,000 to $50,000 roughly type quality box truck, for like less than they would if they were financing it. And that was always my issue. So if you can finance a box truck for $1,500, then the rental is like not $3,000, you're gonna get in trouble. But now we can now get the box trucks for like the same or lesser than it is for them to own it. So that is a different story, because the math has to be the math. If the math is correct, you can be okay. But if the numbers don't look right, you're going to get yourself in trouble. So to all the people that's going to come out here and get a box truck, if you expect to get independent dispatcher, if you expect to go to truck stop, dad, 123 Lowboy and get freight, you should have at least a 24-foot box truck. 24. The 24 can handle the same amount of pallets as the 26. You just don't have any extra room for the pallet jack. Somebody should put a 24 in the chat, please. 24. Okay? Please, somebody in the chat put the number 24. Because that's what helps the algorithm with stuff like this. I'm hoping to help a lot of people with this that might catch me. Thank you so much, 24. Okay? A 24 is not a 22. Okay? Davey, you can. In certain places like Amazon kind of frowns on it. Some brokers. But you can systematically move that truck on a regular basis. You could. You could. Anything less than a 24? No. Because people say, I can move the pallets. Some brokers don't want you moving their pallets. I can turn the pallets. They don't like that. Well, I can run partials. It's not sustainable. Okay? That's the issue. A broke clock is right twice a day. But if it's not going to be sustainable, then why do it for a way to feed your family? That's the part that's going to get the people in trouble. Okay? Exactly, family. See, I'm telling you, man, because right now rates are kind of low. Capacity's low right now, depending where you live, depending on who's booking your freight, stuff like that, right? So, yes, just imagine. I'm thankful so much for you saying that. If you're struggling with a 24, right, literally, like you said, imagine somebody with half of that. Yeah, but you got to be making relationships, too. So if you out here longer than 90 days, you got to make relationships. You got to have, emails coming to your email every single day, stuff like that. You got to make it. Yep. Because even with that, depending on the market you're in, Amazon for a lot of people is not very good, depending on the marketing. Now, you definitely should do okay, though, during the holiday season. Holiday season, you should be okay. Right? You should be okay. But after that, I don't know. Right? After that, I don't know. It just depends. Oh, yeah, it's good over there. East Coast, yeah, you straight. Yeah, you good over there. Yeah, you good. Yeah, I try to just speak to everybody as a whole because I don't know where people are from and all that kind of good stuff, right? Okay, so I hope everyone watching this at least screenshot this. I didn't come here to be here too long today. I just want to take this, maybe throw it on YouTube or something. It just breaks my heart every single time somebody gets on here and they doing it. West Coast is trash. Louisiana, trash. West Coast is the worst place right now to have a box truck because the rates are similar as the same thing they are in East Texas. I'm sorry. It's the same rates as it is dang near on the East Coast. But yeah, fuel is $2 cheaper per gallon. So if you don't got direct customers, you got to get the heck out of California and you're going to have to stay in the Midwest or East Coast. Texas, trash. And please understand, I have a technology. If y'all been watching this for a while, go back on this page and look at the little color map that you're looking at, right? So the little color map that's there is kind of going to show you of like different rates and stuff. And I actually have created the technology. So when I tell you it's trash, please understand, I'm just not talking to be talking. I have the data over the last 2.5 years. Like literally, we've been making this freight traffic map for the last 2.5 years, and I look at them every single week. Texas, trash. But again, if you got the right connections, right customer base, you have no truck note, stuff like that, you should be all right. I'll say if you an NC with a 24 or 26 foot, if you good, look at that. Now, I don't like NC. NC is oversaturated like Georgia for the box trucks. It's very hard to move them out of those areas. Pretty much Georgia, Alabama, of course, Florida. I mean, if you get some customers, Florida's actually okay. North and South Carolina, super oversaturated. So how are you running a 16-foot OTR? No problem. Are you only running partials? I ain't seen nobody have more than one 16-foot box truck last longer than 2 years in this market. No one really under a 20-foot. And please understand, I talk to a lot of people. So right now, when the market is trying to pay 80 cents a mile, you get 2 loads in there, $1.60 a mile. That's not enough profit to scale at all. Then when people run partials only, half the time they have to run off the hours of service. So then they're running illegally to make up for it and driving crazy amount of miles. That's cool unless you get in a wreck. You get in a wreck and they do an investigation, going to jail. Going to jail. All needs my BOC3 and insurance. There you go. You almost there. Blanket up coverage and your insurance. What, Mr. Mac, what type of equipment do you have? Cookie be playing. You told me you're going to message me like 4 times on Instagram. You have never messaged nothing. I'm ignore you. I'm about to message you. Nah, you ain't messaged me yet. I said, I hear you. Everybody got something. I'm just teasing. Okay. Any other questions I can answer for y'all? So, yes, box truck. Did you say? Yes. It's very saturated. I'm speaking up from the spot freight market. So if you have customers, direct brokers, that changes everything. But if you go to that load board, truck stop load board, right? And you start trying to do some stuff and you sit around like, man, ain't no loads. I'm telling you. So you got to get it. Do you lease your MC? Yeah, to the right type of people. To the right type of person, I'll lease them on. But I'm extremely picky when it comes to that. Extremely. Because I have a dispatch company. So why would I, unless the person is like a perfect candidate for me, I don't like doing it because let's say you do a lease on. Most of the time, depending on the equipment, the MC is going to get 15 to maybe 17%. If you do an 80-20 split, 3% goes to factoring, 17% comes to the company, depending on the deal that you make with the person, right? So let's say the company gets 15%. Well, I can dispatch it and get 10%. So no headache. You can't mess with my numbers, can't mess with my insurance, can't get me stressed, can't get me in trouble. And so I would rather, in my mind, go get 2 trucks to dispatch for and make 20%, right? Than to have the stress of one and they do something crazy, right? So to me, it has to be the perfect type of equipment. Other than that, nah. That's why I preach on this channel so much to learn how to dispatch. Oh no, I'm not doing that. I don't even lease on box trucks, to be honest with you. I may do something because I got to deal with some box trucks locally. I got to wait till Wednesday to sign the contract. I might run a few local clients under my MC just around here in Houston for the peak season, and then top of the year I won't do it probably after that. Mazar, you see my illustration? What do you think? What does it say? Okay. Hate driving in Texas. It's boring. That's for sure. Okay. Any other questions I can answer for y'all or questions you may have? But I wanted to kind of dedicate this to my box truck people that's coming out here. Even with that, we can help you get a truck. We do financing. We have lenders. Well, we don't do it, but we have lenders. We set your business up. We do a lot of stuff. So I just want y'all to understand, I'm telling y'all this from a good place. If I look at this on a big grand scale, we dispatch for 50 carriers right now, 50 different trucks. Probably 15 to 18 of them are box trucks. So we see it from every market, business setup, insurance payments, down payments. We can actually get you lending to help you get a truck. I see it from every way. And I'm telling you, this is what the illustration has come from looking at hundreds of trucks every single month. Yeah, you can, Sanity, you can do we do 1 hour mentorships. You can do a month mentorship. It's up to you based on what you need, family, or you just want us to do the business setup. My assistant will call you and she would do that. And she would get you set up. It depends on exactly what you want. You need help with what, family? Armstrong, you need help with what exactly? You're in North Carolina? Okay. But what do you need exactly? You want to start the business? You need dispatching? Yes. Nick, yes. Because this is the whole point. This is the point I want to bring to y'all. If you're going to do less than that, you should be a courier, not a carrier. Okay? Courier. Running contract stuff, not a carrier. For the sustainability. Please understand, I'm putting that sustainability there for a reason. Let me give you an example. If you go finance a truck, a commercial vehicle, you're going to do it between 3 to maybe 6 years. Okay? 3 to 6 years. With you doing that, you're obviously telling yourself or whoever you're going to be in business that long. So when 80%, y'all should put that in the chat, 80% of new owner operators go out of business the first year. 80%. You got to ask yourself, why? Why do 80% of people who maybe took their life savings, line of credit, borrowed money, HELOC, refinanced their home, put it on credit cards, they risked a lot to start a business and it fails in the first year? Why? Because they're doing stuff that's not proper based upon a business plan to ensure the success of the business. They're just looking on YouTube. My friend told me, my uncle told me, a leap of faith, and they're just running straight ahead to a door to bang their heads against the wall. It's not sustainable. That's the point. If you come out and get a truck, you're not going to get rich driving a truck. You need 3 to 5 trucks under your authority. You may own, you may lease, whatever, to actually make money in trucking. That's what the sustainability means. 3 to 5 trucks. That's how trucking makes sense. You could have a truck down for 2.5 months for maintenance. If you don't have money, your business is going under. If you get in a wreck, you don't have full coverage or something, you're going out of business. Thank you, local trucker, my man. That's me exactly. Yeah, start the business. I'm saying, I got you. We do the business setup. Local trucker, thank you, right? Minimum. If you're not doing that, you're not going to sustain a trucking business. Okay? Being the one person who's driving, if that's how you start, I understand. But then maybe every 4 to 6 months, we got to look at some level of scalability, leasing on, getting customers, direct brokers, dedicated lanes, something where you can bring other people maybe under your MC to bring in that extra money, make that 15%, you pocket that, you stack it aside, you stack your money, so you might buy you another truck, and maybe a year you got a down payment. You have to be working a plan of action, not just relying on, no one can tell me nothing, I'm my own business, and I'm going to drive for the next 20 years. That is not going to take you anywhere. God forbid you get hurt. You get in a wreck. You fall down. Anything happens, you are screwed, sir, ma'am. You got to look at this thing differently. Okay? Please, I'm saying that with all love. I love y'all. That's why I want to tell y'all the truth. Okay? Any other questions? I need to go because I need to go for my little evening walk, and I got a little phone call I need to make. So I got 4 minutes. Any questions I can answer for y'all? Thank you, Nick. Trying to tell you, family, I want people to come out and start businesses where they hire people. Get you 3 to 5 people, even if you don't want to do company trucks. I understand that. You got an authority, get it over about a year, get some customers reaching out to you, get some dedicated brokers reaching out, lease some people on, charge 15, 20%. If they're going to make $4,000 a week, you getting 20% of that, you make $800 a week. $800 a week times 3 trucks, right? $2,400. So whether you drive or not, you just made $2,400. That's how you can start stacking, doing some stuff, all that. That's right. It's going to take your time. That's right. That is right. Facts. The amount of paperwork, compliance, all that. Yeah, just depending on what the truck look like, family. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you got the down payment. If you're going to rent it, make sure you can reach out to us. We got a little call on Wednesday. I'm going to go over some rental things that I got. I should know about Wednesday if we got the little contract with this person or not. And I don't want to be telling people no numbers out here because I want to get people excited. But basically, put it like this. For the last 4 years, I've been telling everybody, you better not go you better not go rent a lease truck. You better not. And now I'm going to change my story completely because of the pricing that we're going to get. Because it was normal for somebody to pay about $3,000, $2,500 to about $3,500 a month. And now you could be paying like less than half of that. Now that's reasonable because a lot of times we get people to buy a box truck. I'll use this story and I get off. So I helped somebody get a box truck that lived in New Jersey. Okay. The box truck was like $52,000 after everything was said and done. Okay. They had to put a $10,000 down payment. So $10,000 on a $50,000 note, and they end up paying like $1,750 every month. Okay. Most people don't have $10,000 at one time at all. Never, ever. Okay. Never, ever at all. So that just was 10 plus the insurance down payment, which was 3, right? Then a little bit of loan securement, another 15. So that's easy, $15,000 and at $1,700 a month. Most people can't do that. They can't. Okay, what is this? Is CDL hot shot rates? No, they're not. So if you're running good, depends on your cost to operate your business. So if your cost to operate, I wrote an ebook about it on my website. Basically, you need to be under roughly, I want to say, I don't want to misquote it. I'm going to say your fixed costs need to be under, definitely under 3,000. I don't want to say it because I don't want to misquote what I wrote in the book because I actually have a cost per mile calculator on my website. So your cost, your fixed costs got to be under 3, and you got to be able to control your variable costs, which that's for a whole nother top conversation. If you can do that, usually hot shots and box trucks can run about operating cost, and then depends how much you pay yourself. If you pay yourself more than like $750 a week with one truck, you're crazy. So especially non-CDL. So if you keep all them costs under control and all that, you probably be at $1.30, $1.40 rate per mile to break even point. So a non-CDL high shot, if you get good dispatching, will probably average over 12 months $1.80. So $1.80, which is a 40-cent profit margin every mile you drive. You go over the road, 2,000 miles. You better pay yourself and also put aside about $800 a week. I know I said it fast, but I'm on limit on time. So I hope you caught that. So it depends on what your business model looks like in the first place to set yourself up so where you can scale in the future and actually get that class A. Because put it like this, I don't know any person that has more than 7 trucks that are hot shot that are non-CDL that's successful. So I know people that have that many would have CDL class A, right? But it's just not very scalable. So again, the goal, 3 to 5 trucks, that's plentiful, especially if they're company trucks. You're putting people in these trucks. You know, you pretty much, if you're running strong older road, you put up 125, 150,000 miles a year. You got to replace that box truck and that hot shot probably every 3 years, unless you're a mechanic, you got a mechanic. Like, you're going to replace these trucks with these engines and stuff. So you got to keep that in mind. If you're going to finance a truck for 5 years, you need to pay it off in 3. So if you're not making enough profit margin, you won't do that. So then you think you're going to last the term, and then major maintenance hits plus a high truck note, and you're paying insurance every month. Screw, crash and burn. Screw, crash and burn. Okay, well, it's 6 o'clock. Any last questions I can answer for y'all? We'll do 3 last questions. I got to let y'all go. I'm glad, family. That's what we do. That's what we educate. So I do the same thing for my people that want to dispatch. This is why I keep telling people, learn to dispatch first. A la that's first, right? First, number 1. Secondarily, look into the truck. This is why I teach people this, because when you learn to dispatch well, you will learn a lot of this. You'll see a lot of problematic issue. You'll learn markets, strategies, what to do. Like, you will learn, and you have little to no overhead. But when you go get the truck, you have overhead day one. So unless you have deep pockets, lines of credit, capital established, customers established, it's going to be a slippery slope. And so some people don't make it because that slope is too slippery. I'm not saying that's for everybody, because I made it, but it's by the skin of my teeth that I made it. But I never only had one business. When I quit my job, I had my trucking business, 4 trucks and trailers. I had my landscaping business, and I had my online apparel brand, all at the same time. And I'm telling you, my landscaping business bailed me out so many times. If I only had trucks, 4, I would have failed. 4. Because 4 times the money, 4 times the problems, 4 times the maintenance, 4 times the breakdowns. And I was piss poor at knowing how to dispatch. And my dispatcher was trash. So I had 4 times the problems too. Did you lease some? Nope, I just got my own authority. I had my own authority since 2016. So it wasn't all this education like we do now for people being helpful. So I did in 2016 what people tried to do in 2020, 2021. Get a truck, trailer, some insurance, put somebody in, make all this money. I did it in 2016, and it was problematic. I appreciate you, JJ. Okay, so I'm saying truck transportation has changed my life for the better. I'm redoing my business right now to start working directly with oil companies in Texas and stuff. It's going to take me, I've been working on this for 2 months, and it probably won't be until like March or April for me to get this done. And they're kicking my butt to make me a vendor, and I've never had to be corporate ever. But it's just a fact of, hey, man, I've been doing this for 8 years. I need to do something else. So I'm changing everything I'm doing on the trucking side, and it's kicking my butt. Telling you that straight up, okay? But on the dispatch side, right, it's completely. Now, y'all see people keep talking about this these 16-foot. I'm not even going to answer that, Nissan. I'm not trying to be funny. I already told you what to do with that 16-foot. This right here, see that? This is what I'm telling you. So I'm not. No offense to you. I'm not even going to answer your question. This is when you have a trucking business. This is where you at. You can hit the link in the bio. I got a wonderful beginning. You want to be a dispatch hunt, it's only $10, $9 technically. I mean, get your authority and lease on to someone, because I hear it's hard to get new good low. It depends on the dispatcher you have, to be honest, right? So that'd be my last question. Okay, so this I want you to understand. Okay, because I like when people seem very sincere. You could lease on to a piece of crap company that doesn't pay, doesn't factor properly, has no customers, has piss poor dispatch, and you could lease on to that, and that still make you fail. So even if you're trying to lease on, you have to do your due diligence, and you will be interviewing them just like they're interviewing you to decide if you want to sign on to that company. What benefits do they have? Why are they doing lease ons? Do they have an abundance of work? That's why they're doing lease ons. If you break down what's going to happen, like there's a lot that goes into that, not just, hey, you got some good numbers, let me lease on. Prime example, there's a lot of people that let you lease on to their business. They charge only 10%, but you got to dispatch yourself. That is the biggest crock in the world. The whole reason that you're leasing on to somebody else is that you will get support in your equipment, not just have somebody's numbers and you still don't know what you're doing. So in that case, it would still be better if you cannot find a good company to get with a good dispatch company like mine. I'm not saying there's not others out here, but I teach my dispatchers like I do my trucking business. So we have a certain setup process. You have to do certain parameters, depending on your equipment. We set a time frame for you to be gone. We help you roadside assistance. We set you over. We do everything and then we do a business model for you if you want to make sure you're turning a profit. We move trucks all day long with authority that's 5 days old. That's not a problem because we're set up with enough brokers to do that. Right? So it's just depending. So that's what I'm saying. There's a lot of I don't want people to think there's a one size fits all. It's not. It depends on what's in your market, who you can find, what type of equipment, all that. Like prime example, I think you asked earlier, maybe that's not you, okay? But about non-CDL, I would never sign on a non-CDL hotshot, never, right? Because the insurance risk that's involved, they're not a professional driver. I don't want to worry about them having load securement problems. I don't never want to do that. So a lot of good companies won't even do non-CDL. Right. So you have to understand that this is something you're going to have to navigate to determine or get with somebody, and they will help you figure out the checks and balances, basically. I heard it's hard to get loads from box truck. That's not true. Depends on where you at. It's less. Yes, it's less than other equipment types, but you can still move. Where'd I get the 10? You hit the link in the bio, go to the website. All you got to do is go to the website. It's a pop-up that pops up and says you want to be a dispatcher, huh? What's happening? My insurance broker. I'm interested in learning. Okay, facts. JJ, man, you the man. Appreciate you. Yes, insurance broker. Yeah, what you want to learn? We got everything. Click the link in the bio, all that kind of stuff. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, my assistant will read it, respond back to you sometime tomorrow. Miss Yobiz, what's happening? So I was trying to get off here. Y'all trying to keep me on here. What time is it? Okay, we'll do 7 more minutes. Any other questions I can answer? So everything I'm talking about, we help, we guide, we assist. We can get you set up, even if it's the cost per mile calculation. But my lady that's over, you should at least go to my website, get the ebook. I actually wrote it for hotshot carriers, right? It's the profit margin guide. Okay, the profit margin guide, the hotshot profit margin guide. I think it's only like $14. And I break down some stories that I had, some issues I had, all that kind of stuff. The cost to operate, I broke it down where you should be, where you should not be. Even if you can get X amount of dollar rate per mile, you should have this amount of money every month. Like I walked it through for people already. And a box truck owner can do the exact same thing because the numbers are very similar because the fuel economy is very similar. So the variable cost that hotshots have is very similar to box trucks. Is the Maryland, Virginia area good for a box truck? Maryland is halfway decent. Virginia, not so much. What's happening, insurance, bro? Yeah, I saw you say you sent an email. My insurance will look, my personal assistant will look at it and get back with you. I usually just do the phone call. She handles all emails and stuff. Definitely need to learn more. That's where I went wrong. Jumped in green. I feel you. I think everybody does because we're watching YouTube videos and they like, okay, these are the 5 steps to win. And they're telling you these 5 steps and it's 50 steps, but it sounds real good to say that as a marketing person. So that's what you got to be mindful of. These people on social media, and I'm on it too. So you got to watch me too, right? That's where you got to check people's credentials. How long you been doing it? How many years? How many people have you helped? Let me see your whole team that you have. Y'all can look on social media, see our reviews, my team. I was on the Truck and Hustle podcast. You got to do your due diligence on people and not just because you like what they say on social media. That gets you in trouble, family. I'm just telling you. Appreciate the follows and the likes. Follow us on Instagram. If you want to see more, like, kind of day in the life, follow us on Instagram. Any other questions I can answer? What time is it? Okay, I got 5 more minutes. What other questions I can answer for y'all? But I would never stop preaching it. Learn to dispatch. Please. If I had to start over from day one, I would have never gotten trucks until I was a good dispatcher first. Because I never would have gotten the amount of debt that I got into not knowing how to get freight. And if you don't know how to do that, I wrote another ebook. If you're going to hire a dispatcher, it's only like $15 again. 7 questions every carrier should ask before hiring a dispatcher. And let me tell you, my team, I called maybe 20 people today, just following up with leads from Facebook. We had like 40 something that came in. If I talk to 1,000 people, which I don't talk to as many people as I used to, right? Because my team does. If I talk to 1,000 people, maybe 2 of them ever even ask me questions. So you're not even vetting who you're choosing to be your independent dispatcher. That's crazy. They're just, you gonna give me loads? Okay. You get a whole bunch of loads? Yeah. How much you charge? 8%? Okay. You gonna send me some? Okay. Whole conversation, 38 seconds, and they think I got a good dispatcher. Wrong. Okay? Please understand. See, I know all my people that's in trucking, they in here, they in the chat. Thank you. Everybody that's in the chat, they know I'm telling the truth. If you in trucking longer than like a year, everything I'm telling you the gospel, I'm telling you the truth, I promise. Okay? You need to know what you need to know to be successful in trucking. Trucking is a game of like trying to control cost more than make money. So people that market always talk about how much money there is, but they don't teach you how to control your cost. That's why people get in trouble. Because you can make $6,000 in a week and only profit 5%, which is $300. Or you can make $3,000 a week and profit 60%, and that's like $1,800. So it's not about how much you make. It's what can you keep. Okay, 3 minutes left. We got a lot of people. Instagram, YouTube. Give us a follow. Same handle. Okay. Hopefully I'm gonna put this on YouTube later. If I remember. I forget a lot. So I'm gonna remember. I'll put it on YouTube. Okay. Any other questions? We got 2 minutes left. Come on. I want to answer some questions before I get off here. You got questions or concerns? We got a 10-minute link in the bio. You can hit me up. Ask about some of the stuff that we do directly. I'm here for it. I think my calendar is open tomorrow, maybe for like an hour and a half, and that's it. And then it should be only open an hour Wednesday, I think. And it's 10-minute calls to figure out what else that you may need from us, or we can help you. I'm supposed to do another free trucking class. I don't know when I don't think I'm gonna do it in October, maybe November, maybe. I don't know. Cause we have students, dispatch students, October 7th through the 11th. And that's the last class of the year. Then I may have another Zoom weekend course the last weekend in October. And then I don't know after that. Because November, because I also have a landscaping business. So November is when we do Christmas lights installs. So I like to run around and play around for that. Nyla, DM me. So I don't know who's listening to this, but I'm going to say it very plainly, right? So I had a person pay me for a class last winter, and they never came. So they have an outstanding balance still due, and that bothers me because they were not responding to my text message. They won't follow up, right? And when you pay, you have to come because I've been holding their spot for a year. So if you want to come to the class in October, you DM me, and I'll tell you how much the remaining balance is. If you pay, you can come October 7th through the 11th. I'm in Houston, Texas. There's a hotel right across the street if you fly into us that you can be with us for a week. It's Monday through Friday, like a job. First 2 days curriculum. Wednesday, we're actually going to put you on the phone with brokers, and you're going to book freight to our 50 trucks in real time. Reefer, drive-in, flatbed, hot shop, box trucks. You're going to be trying to book freight in real time. My dispatcher is going to help you. Thursday, you're going to book freight all day. We're going to pull you aside on Thursday for 2 hours. Go over cold calling, warm leads, marketing, what to say, what not to say, how to sell your dispatch services. Some people actually get a carrier on Thursday and they start dispatching them on Monday. This is not a course. You come to me when you're serious and you want to do this business. I don't want curious people. I want committed. Okay? Friday, we go over invoicing. How do you get paid? Additional marketing. Give you a couple of strategies. We bring in a big lunch. You eat and you leave usually by 2:30 on Friday. You would have spent 40 hours with us in that week. You leave. You have free mentoring. We put you in a Facebook group, and you get all type of discounts on other stuff that you may need on the websites, other things, Zoom trainings, ebooks. We actually have a page on our website. Go to it. You click extra on the page, and you can actually get carrier leads. We have up to 5,000 carrier leads that you can purchase. Get on the phone, text them, email them, so you can start getting carriers now. Posting on social media is over with. Going to Facebook groups because all the foreigners, over with. You know, all this stuff people doing is over with. You got to be more strategic. You got to get straight to engaging with carriers directly. Trying to run around at a truck stop, pass out flyers. That's dead. Anybody doing that no more, right? When's the last time you saw somebody running around passing out flyers at a truck stop and it was working on social media? 2 years, 3 years ago, that's over with. But they still telling you the same tactics over, okay? So you come to me. Y'all can tell how I'm talking. I'm a straight shooter. Okay, I'm going to tell you the business because I think it's very serious for you to invest with me. So I'm going to put my foot on your neck to get you to perform so you can take care of your family. Don't come to me if you don't want to make at least $1,000 a week. Don't come over here. Go mess with somebody else that says, do it part-time from your cell phone. Make $150 a week. It's easy. Go mess with them. Don't come over here because it's not like that. At all. If you want to make real money, this is a business. Okay? It's not a hobby. This is a business. Okay? I appreciate y'all, right? So I got to let y'all go. DM me, okay? And I'll tell you the balance. You going to pay it October 7th, Monday. Okay? Monday through Friday. Come ready. Call in at your job. Tell them you got COVID. Tell them you fell down the stairs. I don't care what you tell them. Show up, put in the work, do what you got to do, trust the process so to change your life. That's it, okay? I can't make a person believe in themselves. I can give you all the tools, the tricks. I can give it to you so easily. This is very simple business, but I can't make you believe in order for you to put in the work. No one can do that. You have to believe in the person in the mirror to decide, I'm going to give 12, 15, 16 hours a day if I got to change my whole life. So I'm going to close with this. I do this every now and again. Before I became an entrepreneur, I was a regular person, working a regular job, working retail. Somebody told me, and I'm telling you right now, it's the truth, okay? 2 things going to happen to you. Number 1, as an entrepreneur, you're going to make more money in a day than you used to make at a whole week working your job, and it's going to make you feel some type of way. Number 2 thing going to happen. You'll make more in a week, or you'll make money in a week than you used to make at 1 month at your job. And when that happens, it's going to change your whole life. And I'm telling you, that's the truth. It's going to mess with your head. If 1 week you make more than you used to make in a month at your job. I've had weeks, and I'm not trying to be funny, and I'm not rich. I've had weeks where I make more in a week than I made in 3 to 4 months at my job before. In 1 week. 3 to 4 is crazy. So in transportation, you can do it. I did it. Other people do it. People smarter or dumber. You can do it if you're willing to put in the work. Okay? DM me. Everything is on the website. The normal price is $3,000 for the week, but I said this whole long thing about the invoice. I'm not gonna say what they paid, what the unpaid invoice is. If you're interested to know what the price is, you can DM me. Okay, follow us on Instagram. I can't say that enough because if you say, where is this at on the website? I cannot post the link on TikTok. I can only post the link on Instagram. I'll tell you, but I can't post the link. So if you want a link, let me go look at it. Hit me on Instagram. It's the same handle, B Logistics. Okay, grace and peace to y'all. Thank you for tuning in. Do what you got to do. Talk to y'all later.